from each other. Yeah. Oh, hello. Testing. 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 Hello. Hello, testing. Hello. Hello. Testing. Testing. It should be going. Why is it not? Okay, that's not it. Oh, testing. 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 Okay, cool. It's ready. Awesome. Let's get started. Gotta blast through this freaking game. We'll start really blasting when I get to New Game Plus. But I need to collect all the stupid, you know, the Estus shards and the dumb gourd seeds or whatever. The Estus shards and the prayer beads and all that crap. So this first cycle is going to be a little bit slower than the others, but that's life for you. Nothing you can do. But boy, am I excited to get back into it. Boy, am I excited. The character's kind of coming online here. We just need to kill longswordsmen. And then we need to get, oh. So to kill all bosses, you basically have to go to the third ending. There's the bad end, there's the, like, basic end. There's the, there's the bad end, there's the basic end. There's the more advanced end, which has one extra major boss, and then there's the like the super secret extra special bonus end. Yo, hey, what's up, dude? How are you? How are you? Fudge. Fudge. Sorry, I need to get back into the swing of it. Real quick here. There we go. Fudge. I like health. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have health break him probably. Fuck. Okay, wait, I just gotta try it again. This boss is always tough to get used to. I have to admit. I'm pretty bad at it. Also, the arena's bad too. Which is like dumb excuses, but also it's not super easy. Also, we need to look at, or no, I need 5. I need 5 bars actually. So hopefully I should get bar number 5 from this guy. Yeah, it's a shame when I goof it up, but it's the way it is sometimes. That's part of the thing about this game is, speaking of which, I was gonna turn down the sound because I think it's even a little still too loud. I was watching the stream back. I was like, oh, cool. But eventually we'll get there. Eventually we'll get there. We have most of the setup. I just need to like lock in, and this guy should be easy. I don't know why he just isn't, I guess. Because I'm gonna be fighting him plenty of times. It's not like I get to not fight this guy. Oh, wrong button press. Fudge. Guard broke. There we go. There we go. There we go. And then I just need to get one more prayer bead. The thing is that I probably should fight Lady Butterfly already. But she's kind of a tricky boss that I don't like to fight. But at this point I don't really have any more ways of getting damage bonuses. But I think my thought process here is that what I'm going to do is get one more prayer bead and then take it to Lady Butterfly. But realistically, one more prayer bead probably isn't going to do much. So I'm kind of wasting my time a little bit, and this next boss is really tough. Well, okay, we'll do it anyway. It's fine. It's totally fine. Or I can get the I can get one more flask. I can get one more flask is the thing. So it's not the end of the world to kill the next boss. It's probably not really that good an idea either, but also, come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Lucky me. Okay. There's whoop. There's yeah, so like the routing, this early routing is like really awkward for this like super early segment of the game, because all these bosses are really tough. Like all of them, absolutely all of them are actually kind of tough. The easiest one being like Genichiro basically. So I could technically skip Genichiro for a bit, but there's no point in doing that. You know, I was like, you kill folding screen monkeys first, right? It's like, okay, that's the freebie, right? Folding screen monkeys, as long as you know how to do it. And then each subsequent boss is like a little bit trickier. And we're kind of hitting that point where I'm out of easy ones. The easiest one is basically Lady Butterfly, and Lady Butterfly is not that easy. She's not like impossible or anything, but it's a slow fight. It's a tough fight to get ground on. Because you don't really have windows to punish her super hard in a lot of ways, as far as I can tell. I mean, like, I could be wrong, right? I don't know. So I think I'm going to kill this boss and then just... Oh, wait, I have an extra memory. Oh. I didn't even use Folding Screen Monkey's memory. So I have an attack power bonus. That's pretty good. Have this guy in the back. Kill him. But if we go this way, we can at least grab a shard. We can grab a shard and then another prayer bead. That's like fine. I don't want to fight Orin yet. Orin is really, really, really hard. Orin is actually like insanely difficult to kill. But it's fine. It's just the way it is. That should be good. Oh, except unless I get hit by the gunshot. Unless I get hit by the grab. You get hit by the grab, that's where it ends. That's where that goes. Fudge. Fudge. Okay, well, gotta try it again. The way it is, yeah, so you can't get hit by the grab. That just like one-shots you. And you also can't get hit by like anything else from that boss. That boss is actually surprisingly tough, despite the fact that she kind of does nothing. It's sort of the weirdest thing about that boss is you think a boss that kind of just like only has a handful of attacks would be really easy to deal with. But she's kind of this weird cocktail of like annoying ideas stuck together, and her windows aren't even that good. So like her punish windows aren't even that good either. So she sort of does nothing. You also can't poison her either. Not that I think poison is good. To be honest with you, I think poison's kind of bad in this game. Because, yes, there are a bunch of enemies that are weak to poison, but most of those enemies are also just weak to fire. And so it's like, okay, well, you know, we could fire, we could use poison, or we could just use fire. It's like easier to work with. Yeah. Fudge. This is good. Unless I screwed up completely. Fudge. She's actually a boss that can elect to extend her combos. That's I think actually the trickiest thing about her is she can elect to extend her combos if she wants, which is probably the trickiest thing about her. Yeah, that, and she can guard break you too. If she guard breaks you with a kick, you're like doomed instantly because she'll just like one shot you with that. There we go. Well, she's dead now, so it's not really an issue. Is it? Is it? Not really a problem anymore, is it? There we go. That's actually pretty good that she's dead. She can otherwise be an issue. Oh, hold up. We gotta kill the monkey just for fun. We actually don't have to kill this monkey, but we can. You know, we'll teach him that we can't have no monkey business in this establishment. You know, that we're not monkey business type people. Where? Oh, it's right here. We don't want any monkey business, is what he needs to know. Nope. Okay, got the yellow gunpowder. Boom. There's another prayer bead. Isn't there two somewhere around here? Isn't there like straight up two somewhere around here? Isn't there a chest with two? Or is that someplace else? Am I confusing it with another place? I'll need to look it up later, unfortunately. Because I need them all. I don't need them all more than once, but I do need them all. So we have 5 prayer beads, which should be fine. I guess we could kill Corrupted Monk before Lady Butterfly. Because I am actually really good at Corrupted Monk, I think. Not like really good at Corrupted Monk, but pretty good at Corrupted Monk, I think. I've never had issues with Corrupted Monk in my life. Which is funny because I'm pretty sure I don't know how to do her right. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do her better than I know how to do her. Because when she does the spin, I think you might be able to dodge the last spin. The last strike of the spin. Okay, Jinzaemon. I theorize you can dodge the last stroke of the spin. Oh, we need to kill Miss Noble, don't we? Miss Noble. Oh god, it's Miss Noble. Miss Noble, everyone's favorite. Everyone's favorite boss, the Miss Noble. The Miss Noble. I almost forgot about the Miss Noble. How do you forget about somebody like the Miss Noble? I don't even know. How do you forget about the Miss Noble? He's definitely very noble. You guys will like him. He's definitely one of my favorite bosses. He's you know how I'm always talking about how like the characters are the same in the lore and all that, right? Well, the Miss Noble is Fume Knight. The Miss Noble is the same as the Fume Knight, basically. So if you know the character, remember Fume Knight from Dark Souls 2? The Miss Noble is basically the same. Very similar. In terms of like the boss and stuff, you can really see the influence that they had on each other. Well, first we need to enhance our skills. We go. Where is it? Amber's medicine, aroma. And then we need something here. We need like this. We need Shinobi's body karma into we need Shinobi's body karma into like we need Shinobi's body karma into like bonus, but like breath of life or something. I can't remember what it's called. Like light attack or something weird like that. This one? Yeah, it's this one. Some kind of like dumb name for it. But there's snap seeds. I like how it gives you snap seeds even though these just respawn infinitely. You actually, if you know how to deal with this area, there's no use for the snap seeds. They're only good against Lady Butterfly, and that's like it. It's the only actual use for them is Lady Butterfly. Oh. Jump over here. This guy. Little monkeys. Oh, come on. Go. First we clean out the monkeys. Oh. My favorite enemy is the sword-wielding monkeys. Oh, shoot. If I can do them right. Boom. You dead? Okay, yeah, he is. Or the monkeys are, at least. So, Tokujiro shouldn't be an issue now. I'm gonna cheese him though, because you can get a backstab on him. You can get a plunging attack on him if you run away and reset his health bar. Okay, like so. Did I go too far? I might have went too far here, and I might not be able to get back. Whatever. Or no. Can I get back? I can! Okay, cool, never mind. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Uh-oh, can I not get back? Uh-oh. Yeah, I can't get back. Whoops. Hopefully it'll put me near him. Nope. Okay, whatever, we kill him with Snowball, that's fine. That's life for you, sometimes. We gotta come back and kill him later. Or like right now, or after this, at least. But yeah, that's it, you know. And then we can grab a prayer bead from him. And I think we're out of like easy prayer beads at that point, unless there's like one in a chest that I don't. Or no, I guess there's one in Mibu Village, right? But you don't get one from Miss Noble. It's very important to understand that you do not get a it's two health bars. I almost forget. You do not get a prayer bead from Miss Noble. So there's kind of no point in worrying about that. Or whatever. Like, we just don't, for whatever reason. Not really clear why we don't get a prayer bead from Miss Noble. I guess because he's just a complete meme. But we don't get a prayer bead from Miss Noble, sadly. Tragically. Tragically, the Miss Noble will not be a boss that we get a prayer bead from. So we'll need to get... We need like 2 more, I think. Right? We got one from something. Or no, I think we only need 1 more. Because we got, or no, well, I need to look at it. I'll find out soon. We'll find out when I check the next bonfire, and then I'll sort of make make a guess, or whatever. I'll look into it. We can grab this next, whatever it's called. We can grab this next, gourd seed, yeah, because it's the Estus. We'll get this next Estus shard. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it an Estus shard. We'll get the next Hekanek Estus shard. There it is. Come on. Pretty standard. Now this is where Orin is. Hopefully we'll see Jinzaemon here. Yeah, he's right there. How many do we have? One. So one from Tokujiro. I guess we can kill Orin. She's like really hard though. She's like really stupid hard though, unfortunately. It's like probably makes more sense to just kill Lady Butterfly than to try to kill Orin right now. So maybe we'll probably do that. Well, first I'll get the extra Estus flask because that's actually going to make a big deal. That's actually going to make a big difference here. That means I can make like one more mistake and get it. Oh wait, wrong place. That means I can make one more mistake and get away with it, so it's kind of a big deal. And there's really no substitute for that, kind of. Or the one, let's see, where are the last two? One of them's in Fountainhead Palace, so I can't get that one. There's only one more. Is it in Sunken Valley? Actually, because I could grab it right now. What is it? What are they? Gourd seeds. Sekiro. Okay, where is it? Whoa. Where is it? Sunken Valley from the Interstate Valley. Oh, okay, yeah, it's I can actually get it. I can actually get it really fast. I can actually do myself a favor and get it really fast. And then that way I just don't have to deal with it again. So, there you go. We can actually grab it really quick here. Old Grave. We'll go to Old Grave. We're going to head our way to Sunken Valley really quick. But we don't actually want to go to Sunken Valley. It's like... I guess, you know, honestly, I could kill Giraffe, Centipede Giraffe, but... It's... no sense in getting my mood down immediately. He's not that tough a boss, actually. Ow. He's actually not that tough a boss. Come on, man. Brother. Just trying to make it out of here, man. Come on. Freaking shinobi hunters. Unbelievable. That's like nothing. Go this way. Have some freebies. There's the Lamoncos. Lamoncos. Remarkable. Oh, here's, speaking of which. Okay, we got that. It's not good. Or we don't need it yet. What is the requirement for it again? Hold up. Because I can get Empowered Mortal Draw. It's... fudge. Which one is it? It's not Senpo. It's not Ashina, and it's not Senpo. It's neither Ashina nor Senpo, but I can't remember which... it's not Senpo, and I don't... Okay, so it must be Ninja then, right? We'll need to look at... I think we'll need to get Shadow Rush. Or no, is it not Shadow Rush? Oh, heck, which one is it? I need to look it up. I need to know, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I need to, like, look. Hold up. Skill trees, Sekiro? Oh, Sekiro. Okay, so we got here, let's see, Shinobi Arts, Shadow Rush, Ashina Arts, Ashina Cross, Prosthetic Arts, Living Force, we have that one, Temple Arts, High Monk, Mushin. So it's Empowered Mortal Draw is... Oh, it is Ashina. It is Ashina, actually. We need to go Ashina. Do we have to go? Ashina sucks. Oh, actually, Ashina's not that bad. Ashina's actually not that bad. So we might get Breath of Life Light. No, we're gonna go straight for Ashina, I think, here. It stinks bad, but I think we have to. We can get Breath of Life Light later. It's like, it's not essential. Like very like yes, it's like makes crappy normal crummy run of the mill you know, piece of crap enemies easier, but it doesn't actually make the game easier, really. We need the stuff out of Ashina anyway. That's like the next bit of stuff that we want is stuff out of Ashina. Ow. Okay. We'll take out Lady Butterfly after this. Boom. Okay. Isn't there a prayer bead around here too, actually? Isn't there like a prayer bead like super close too? Yeah, it's right here. Or no. This is a gourd seed. Which is maybe not more important, but really good. We got the gourd seed. Okay, now we drop down. Where am I going? Oh, it's this way. Fudge. See, they only make you take damage there. So I guess we could hit the next area, right? I think. Did I just come this way? Where's the path forward? Is it this one? Okay, cool. I think. No. This is the way I came from. God. You get turned around here. Stinks real bad. Whatever. We'll just deal with it later. And then I guess I could kill... No, we need to kill Lady Butterfly, I think. I'll grab the prayer bead here. But I have to come back anyway. Nah, yeah, so I think I'll just forget it, actually. Where's the double prayer bead? There's some spot somewhere that you literally... It just gives you 2 prayer beads, I think, right? Maybe I need to look into it real quick. But at least we have all of the gourd seeds except for the one in but at least we have all the gourd seeds except for the one in hold up. Let me look at skill tree one more time. I might actually go for light first. Wait, no. No, I'm not gonna go for light first. We're gonna go down Ashina. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, prayer beads. Let's see here. Ashton Castle, Crow's Room. We need the last gourd seed. And that'll make Lady Butterfly a lot easier. She's otherwise kind of tricky. Chol-sama. She's otherwise kind of tricky.
Oh.
Not like impossibly tricky, but tricky enough. Okay, cool. That's that. So we'll look up prayer beads in case there's like some easy ones that I've forgotten about. Prayer beads, Sekiro. Let's take a look here. Prayer beads. Okay, so we got Ashy Outskirts. We got all 5 of those ones. Blazing Bull. Yep. Okay. Ashy Outskirts. Okay, that's later. That's way later. Jews of the Drunkard, kill that one. Yeah, got those ones. Okay, that's later. Langstar Lad Swordsman, yep, got his. Got that one. And then Jinsuke Saze, got him. That's much later, that's much later. So sold by Dungeon Memorial. Oh, I guess I get the one from Dungeon Memorial Mob, right? Or I guess I just get maybe, let's see here. Because now I have 1 right now, so I need 3. How much gold do I have? 600? Okay, we're actually going to go get the one from... we're going to go get the one in Abandoned Dungeon Entrance. So we can just scratch it off the list real quick. And then... Tokujiro the Glutton. I guess we can kill Tokujiro the Glutton too. But then we still need our, let's see here. Oh yeah, we there's the one from there's the one in Prayer Bead, boom. And then we'll just put the rest into Litecoin purses. There we go. Okay, now we have 2. So we kill Tokujiro the Glutton. No, we're actually not gonna do any of that. We're gonna kill what's her face first. This just isn't like, this is cool and all, but it's not. We have to do this later anyway. We may as well get the attack bonus right now and not really worry about it. And then we can also kill Corrupted Monk or whatever too while we're at it. And that's really what I need to be doing right now. Not worrying about these prayer beads, because the real magic comes from the attack power bonuses, not really the defensive bonuses. This is like a reverse Skyrim, or not Skyrim, reverse Dark Souls, where it's like tankiness is really good in Dark Souls. Well, it's not as crucial in this game. It's pretty good, but there's going to be a strong hard upper limit to how tanky we can get. And it's not going to save our bacon in a lot of key scenarios. Oh shoot. I mean, we didn't die there, so there you go. This is like one of the trickier. I actually don't like this boss very much, to be honest with you. I don't know how to dodge the grab properly, to be honest. That's one issue. It's also really tough to get chip on her. Oh shoot! I should try flamethrower. Yeah, you can't burn her on a one cycle like that. So it's no good. I need to bounce off her head too. I'm like really terrible at bouncing off heads. So to be fair, most bosses don't. Most of the like worst bosses, you can't even do it to them. But this is one of the bosses you can jump off her head. Oh shoot. Well, I've been putting this fight off for a while. She's another one of these bosses that can do like wacky mix-ups. She tried to grab me like so many times today. Shoot, see, and then there it goes, yeah. So there's like, you can't punish. You can't punish on that attack. It's just so unbelievable. Like, she's not the worst or anything, but... like, there are definitely attacks where you don't get safe punishes. Yeah, there it is. There's first phase done. This is where it gets bad, because we either have to snap seed her, the ghost, or we don't. And if we run out of snap seeds, we just have to do it the hard way. Because she doesn't, it's like really tough to actually get HP damage on her. She's like, oh shoot. Yeah, she's gonna do this. Now we just need to run away from these guys. Freaking ghosts. So we can snap seed them, or we could whistle them. But that's like way more work than just running away from them. But you'll notice that her entire bar is gone now. Her entire fatigue bar, or whatever it's called, her entire posture bar is just empty now. And there's like literally nothing we can do about it, basically, except for use snap seeds. But if we miss like one of the ghosts or something, it doesn't really fix the problem. That's like the issue. Fudge. I guess I can just... we'll just go for the second revive. It's fine. Fudge. Yeah. We'll just try it again. Just done badly. That's all. I just did bad. It's like whatever. It's been a couple months since I've even fought this boss, like at all. So it's you know, bound to happen. I wish he just gave you more snap seeds or something. Like, I don't know. I think they're a little too stingy with some of these items that you need. And that's like one of the main flaws with Sekiro that a lot of people say is they're like, okay, well they're too stingy with the items. Okay. Frickin' Lady Butterfly. Let me tell ya. Oh. Yeah, and if you hit the shurikens wrong, it like just stinks. Fudge. We are, as the kids say, cooked. Or whatever, chopped. I don't know. Oh, come on. I lost sight of her. It's like the hardest she's like the hardest posture boss to hit. It's like stinks. She's like a purely posture boss in a game where that's like really bad. Let's try Flame Vent again. Ah. Fudge. See, it's like, because I like lose if I S this, it's like so much progress down the drain because she recovers. If you don't hit the shuriken correctly, it's just a disaster. Boom. Stage 1. Now we gotta do the second stage. Honestly, Old Monk might actually be easier. Old Monk is like a really weird boss in terms of posture, because you'll like... Or Corrupted Monk is like really weird in terms of posture. Old Monk. Come on. There I go. Whatever. Yeah, and as you can see, I've made essentially no progress on her. Which is why that's so frustrating. So, like, a lot of these bosses, the best way to deal with them is to make, like... Fudge. Oh my gosh. The best way to deal with them is to make, like, tons of HP progress, and then the posture just kind of comes naturally. So, like, hit them with, You hit them with, like, fire and stuff, and it's, like, a lot easier. Hold up. We're just gonna go to Amiibo Village. We're just gonna go to Amiibo Village, actually. We're just gonna go to Amiibo Village. You know what? We're just gonna go to Amiibo Village. We're just gonna go to Amiibo Village and we're gonna kill this boss. Or not this boss, the next one. We're gonna skip this boss for now, actually, because this boss is annoying. We'll try Flame Vent against Old Monk, too. I can't remember if it's good or not. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know if silks burn. I think maybe silks don't burn very well or something. Is why these bosses don't. Is why a lot of these bosses aren't super weak to fire. But whatever. All right. Where is it? Oh, do you need to go under the house? Yeah. Oh boy. What's it doing? Where is it? There it is. Trapdoor. Talk to this weirdo. This guy wants to be a Mist Noble, I guess. Whatever. Divine Confetti. I'm over here. Okay. Grab this. Grab the prayer bead, which I love so very much. Uh-oh. So we can get one from Tokujiro the Glutton really fast, actually. Uh-oh. We can even leave the waterfall, or this area. Oh, we do it again. Oh, yeah. Sneak up. We need to grab. What am I doing? Wait. Yeah, oh, the treasure back here. Yeah, whatever. It's like probably like something really dumb. Oh, it's actually not bad. It's not useless. We just upgrade some stuff with that. It's like fine. Not really good, but yeah. Take what you can get. Okay, now we go kill what's his face. Now we go kill whatever her name is, Miss Noble. There's a quick kill for Miss Noble, but I don't care. Wow. I'm gonna try this. He doesn't stagger very easy, I guess. Yeah, I don't think she can burn. At least not realistically. Yeah, so you jump over that last one. But it's tough to keep count. Oh, fudge. It's very tough to keep count, though. Fudge. Okay, it's 5. Fudge. Okay, gotta try it again. Just gotta try it again. Just gotta try it again. We can get a lot more. We can get a lot of damage done with whatever it's called, Mortal Draw too. This is one of those bosses where Mortal Draw is actually pretty good because she blocks, right? So that's the issue with Lady Butterfly is you can knock her out of the air with Shuriken, but you don't do that much HP damage to her if you do it, and you need to save all that for second phase. And you also can't really drain her HP with you also can't really drain her HP in like other convenient ways. Because you can try hitting her with the axe, but the axe just does poise damage. And like she can just like shrug that off if you get hit or something. So watch. I'm gonna Mortal Draw her. 2, 3, 4. Maybe you can jump over that one too. There it is. You see? So she blocks, but then she doesn't actually. She still takes like a ton of HP. So when you get the HP down, it makes the posture bar feel faster. So it's kind of like the main trick here. Oh. Dodge that attack. Not in a hurry to spend all my spirit emblems. I think maybe there's a way to dodge that one. Oh shoot. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shoot. I got wrecked. We need some Mortal Draw even without Spirit Emblems too. It's kind of the temptation with Mortal Draw. You can spend all your Spirit Emblems and then you can still Mortal Draw some more. Oh. So it's like really, so it's like actually really good. That's like the main thing about it. Well, that and 3, 4, 5. Oh shoot. I wonder if 5 has some kind of like significance to this. What's the name of the woman it's supposed to be based on? The legend? See how I made progress there without when she would have just like blocked me ordinarily. It's like really weird. Go. Maybe I just need to like try. I don't know. There might be some trick with Lady Butterfly that I don't know how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shoot! Didn't do it right. Fudge. Didn't do it right. Didn't dodge right. Oh. Oh shoot. Yep. Goes for the combo there. So I knew she was gonna hit me after that counter. Look at that. 2, 3, 4. Oh shoot. See, I goofed up again. That's so tough. Honestly, you should maybe just take it on the nose. There we go. Boom. Yeah, Corrupted Monk's easy. Corrupted Monk is like way easier than Lady Butterfly. Corrupted Monk's a big old joke. Big old comedy joke for funny types. We got the Beaver breathing technique, so now we can get a bunch of spirit emblems, or I mean a bunch of we have to kill Lady Butterfly at some point, but I always hate doing it. So we need to go Ashina, Sending Carp. We want to send in Carp right now, I think. Yeah, okay. And then Flowing Water. And then Breath of Nature. Oh, okay, never mind. This is really good. Oh no, I got it wrong. Oh no, this is Posture. Okay, that's fine. We don't really need it, unfortunately. It's not essential, but it's whatever. We'll grab the Shelter Stone at least. Grab the Shelter Stone and then get out of here. And then grab the Shelter Stone. What's next? What even is next? There's the Shelter Stone. And then we'll go let's see. And then we do what was that? Jeez, some noise. And then we need one more prayer bead. So we can get a lot of them from, we'll just kill what's his face. We'll just kill Tokajiro the Glutton. And that'll be easy. That's not a hard fight. I should be able to kill him really easy, actually. Like, this really should not be a difficult fight at all. As near as I can tell. Cool. Takes care of that. And then I think the bonus posture on successful deflection will be really helpful here. Hopefully. There's like no cure for Lady Butterfly. She's like really bad. She's like actually really bad. Because you can't make progress on her HP bar. And I mean, let me look. So yeah, honestly, maybe I should try Firecracker on her. Maybe I should try Firecracker on her. Maybe Firecracker will be the ticket. Because you're guaranteed to get a couple hits out of Firecracker, I think, right? But I think like knocking her out of the air is like probably the way to really do it, I guess. But I'm so bad at that. I'm so terrible at that. I'm like comedically bad at knocking her out of the air. Gosh darn it. Freaking monkeys. You know, it's not my circus, but apparently it's my monkeys. Oh god. Okay. We run over here. Go right here. Wait for, there it is. Okay, cool. Wait for that to go away. Pop back in. Drop down. Boom. See all that body hair he has? Must catch on fire relatively easy. You can probably sidestep that one, but I didn't. There's a ton of posture damage though, for sure. There we go. He's dead. Boom. So now we can get another prayer beat at least. I mean, I don't have to fight Madame Butterfly yet, right? Technically I could put it off. It's like the worst boss, man. It's like the worst freaking boss. I don't know how to deal with it because it's so bad. It is such a bad boss because there's like no way to make progress. There's like straight up no way to make progress on her. It is just slow. It is just so slow and miserable. There's like no easy way to make progress on her. Whatever. Let's try it again. We'll give ourselves more HP and then we'll try it again. Not that it really matters at this point. We got all the Shinobi medicine perks, or most of them anyway. Enhanced physical attributes. Okay, cool. Go. We at least have more defenses now, I suppose. More red bar for her to shoot through. And like, you can't set her on fire. I guess I could try again. Every time I've tried to mortal draw her, she dodges it too. So I don't think I can mortal draw her either. This is like the worst boss. If she gets like all that hyper armor. This is one of those bosses that's like much easier on normal difficulty. Maybe I'm just bad at it. Fudge. That kind of worked. That actually kind of worked, yeah. Oh shoot, she does, She's like the worst posture boss in the game. Boom. Let's care of that. Yaru janai ka. Yeah, and if you miss the shuriken, it's like you get nothing out of it. Fudge. I don't even know if I got really that much HP there. Yeah, God, you missed that and it just stinks so bad. I need to like hit those better. Ah, shoot. Fudge. I'm dead now. Actually, it's like an infinite posture regen. Well, I'm dead. I wonder if I can abuse her short range or something. Oh shoot. I just gotta run away from them. She's not really, her posture bar isn't declining that fast. Shoot. Sonna imi yaru jane. Fudge. I guess she just doesn't have that much HP. Fudge. So I need to find ways to consistently hit her HP bar, which is like tough. Yeah, like look at that. I screw it up because I don't know she's going in the air. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better, I guess. But the HP damage isn't even that good. And what you really want is that juicy HP damage. There we go. That's something. She's dead now, probably. There we go. There we go. Cool. Guess I gotta just time the one thing better. It's fine. ごめんね. Oh, Chou-sama. Chou-sama. Whatever. Sweet. We did it. Sakura droplet. Okay, cool. I can give that to what's-her-face. Yeah. Story happens. There's a story to this game. I don't know what it is. I don't think anyone does. So we'll just ignore that. So we level up. Or we buff our damage. We level up basically. This is roughly like leveling up. And then we go travel. Where am I going? Oh yeah, we need to go to the castle real quick. Because we need to get the Everblossom. We need to sow the seeds of getting the Everblossom really quick. So I need to show Kuro the fact that I have the sword and I have the Shelter Stone. And we can clean up a bunch of mini bosses or whatever there are. Okay. Okay. Took care of that. Now I talk to what's his face. Okay, the fragrant stone or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah, I get it. The idea here. Okay. Yeah, so we'll give him the Sakura droplet too. So I can get the bonus resurrection. Okay, so I think it's just, if I'm not mistaken, I think all that's left is okay. Okay. And we need let's see. Okay. Do the thing. Okay, so I need to like snoop on him. Yeah, so that's the sign that I've gotten all the dialogue out of him. There it is. Okay, so I eavesdropped him. Okay, so I need to talk to I need to talk to Emma again. Oh wait. Hold on, we gotta look at the freaking thing again. We gotta look at the dumb thing again. Okay, so do what must be done. If I can use okay. After resetting, Emma will move to the top of the stairs. Okay, we need to reset. We gotta reset really quick here. So the Emma moves to the top of the stairs. We go sit down, rest. Emma should move to the top of the stairs. Yes, she's gone. Okay, that's good. So this will set up for the boss that we want, the one boss we want to get really bad. Wow, okay, what? What is she doing? Do I have the Everbranch now? Hold up. Hold up, we gotta look at it again. Okay, after resting Emma, we'll move to the top of the stairs, speak with her, and agree to keep Krill alive. Focus the story and click the second key item. Interesting. Interesting, because I don't have the Everblossom. I need to agree to keep him alive. But I don't know why it's not doing it. And then I need to look into the girls' questline too. The problem is if I get the next item, it's gonna move on the story. Okay. Collect the second key item. After resting, Emma will move to the top of the stairs, speak with her, and agree to keep her alive. Tomoe's note. Okay, now what's the other ending I need? What's the stuff I need for the other ending? Okay. Oh, the persimmon. Okay. Okay, so we don't want to deal with the fourth ending. It's not worth it, really. I think rice is actually good enough. We don't actually need the rice balls. I mean, we could accumulate rice balls, like, really hardcore to make... Honestly, that's what we should do. Let's just do that. If I'm not getting the dialogue I want out of What's-Her-Face, let's just, like... take care of that real quick here. Where is she? Inner Sanctum. I don't know why What's-Her-Face is not giving me the dialogue. I don't know if maybe I just, like, skipped over it and I didn't realize that I was getting the dialogue, but... I need the Everblossom. Give me some more rice, please. Okay. We'll go back to What's-Her-Face. We'll go back to Emma. See if she gives us what we want now. Because she should... at this point, we should be able to get some value out of her right now. Or we should be able to get the thing out of her right now, but I don't know why it's not doing it for us. We'll see. Well, so maybe I skipped over it and I just don't realize I skipped over it. But if I screw this up, we're not going to get Tomoe's Note. If we don't get Tomoe's Note, we don't get the Everblossom. The Everblossom branch or whatever. And that's really bad. We really, really, really want the Everblossom branch. Maybe I need to talk to... what's his face? Okay. Maybe we'll try talking to what's his face. Or no, maybe I need to eavesdrop him again. Okay. Okay, this probably I need to talk to him again one more time. Probably we'll get the dialogue we want now. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then I think okay, so then is it almost over? So then okay. Owl, okay, then Emma. Okay, travel the old great. Okay, eavesdrop on the yeah, okay, we're on the right path. We're on the right path now, yeah. It's just really crucial. We need to kill Ori into the water before I move on. We'll kill Ori into the water really fast. But we need a Mibu breathing technique like all the extra frickin' prayer beads too. Where is it? Where is Ori into the water? Let's kill Ori into the water really fast. We can do it later. We could very easily actually do it later. It's not like essential that we kill her right now. But it's just the way things are. We may as well. I could definitely kill her off a monkey if I wanted to. Monkey's not that bad. I mean, he's kind of bad, but it's okay. It's all right. You need a sucker puncher, yeah. Jeez. There we go, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Feels good. Darn, it feels good to be a gangster. Oh. There we go, yeah, and yeah. Awesome. Super amazing. See, people say use poison against her? Poppycock. Fiddlesticks, whatever. However you want to put that. It's the biggest poison propaganda I've ever heard in my life. What a babe, too. There we go. Ooh. Big stinky fire. Because that's the thing, is Ori into the water is also like a... Fudge, I'm like dead. See, because we did HP. Oh no, because we did HP damage, it's all fine. It's kind of not, but it's fine. It's fine. Dude, this is another boss where it's like making HP progress on her is. Oh, why did I not get a projected force there? Shoot. Shoot. Well, let's race this. Shoot. Oh, shoot, we're dead. Alright, we'll try it again. Try it again. I do want the rice balls. I want to hoard a bunch of rice balls. I want to hoard like a ton of rice balls for the final gauntlet. So we'll just go grab some more rice too. I want to get a rice ball every cycle if I can. I want to get a dumb rice ball every cycle if I can. It's not strictly essential, but it's the sort of thing that can make like a huge difference against like Inner Ishin and all this crap. Okay. Okay. This way. Travel. Yata. Where are we going? Oh, watermill. That's right. That's right. Shoot, ow. Problem with being aggressive with her. Like on the surface it seems like a really smart idea, but shoot. Okay, boom. Nice and simple. Come on. Need more. Oh. Fudge. There we go. Whatever. Usually you get that burn the first try. Sweet. What is this, a Dark Souls boss? Not letting me drink Estus? Fudge. Come on. Oh, you miss one and it breaks your guard wide open. There we go. Whatever. We did it. We did it. Whatever. Yeah, now we get a bundled Jizo statue too. So you want to do his questline as well because Jinzaimon's the guy who's following her, because if you do his questline, you get a free dumb bundled Jizo statue every dumb time you do it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So now we can use that in gauntlets. It's worth accumulating. Okay, so now we go. So we got that covered. Is there any? Well, let's who am I forgetting? Is there some boss? Oh, we need to do a bunch of dumb like. We need to get like a bunch of stupid. We need to get like a bunch of prayer beads or something. We need to like grab a. There's like a prayer bead right here. There's a prayer bead at the beginning of Mibu Village. There's like a ton of prayer beads we can get now. It's like kind of crappy, but also it's just the way that it is. And we need to make sure we get every. Yeah. See. Oh. Prayer bead. Yep. There's one in the bottom of Mibu Village too. I'll look at the list again. We just said we only have to get them all one time. After we get all of them once, we have all of them. Right? Because you can't just keep accumulating them. It doesn't work like that. But we need to get all of them at least once. Okay, so 2 prayer beads. Where are the rest of the prayer beads? Okay, let's see here. So, Ashin Outskirts, Genichiro, Chained Ogre, Tenzen, Yamuchi, Tengu, Blazing Bull. Okay, Shigekichi. Okay, so he's later. Shinobi Hunter, Juzo, and then the hidden one. Second Memories, not yet. Okay, all the ones from Ashina Castle I got. And then there's someone we can get later. Dungeon Memorial Mob, got that one. Armored Warrior, Longer and Centipede Senun, and then the one in the in the water. And then Sunken Valley, we'll talk about in a minute. Ashina Depths, one from Snake Eye Shirahagi, one that's hidden near Snake Eye Shirahagi. Tokujiro the Glutton, Headless Ape will have to come back for later. Arena of the Water, got that one. Okay, I got the one in the house, and then there's also one in the Mibu breathing technique. Okay, cool. So we just need to grab the one from Mibu breathing technique in Mibu Village, the Mibu Village water. And then let's see here. Is it just Ape? Oh yeah, I guess we'll do it again. We'll level up again when we kill what's his face at the beginning of the gun for it. Pull up. Let's take care of this. With the red carp eyes. It doesn't. I'm not going to do Dogun's questline every time. So it's like not that much work to do Dogun's questline. The main issue with doing Dogen's questline is very simple, and that is that... Oh, speaking of which, I need to do What's-His-Face's questline. I need to go see What's-His-Face. I need to go find the red white pinwheel. Actually. So it's good that I remembered questlines, NPC questlines. Because there's one I really have to do. There's one we really have to do. And that's What's-His-Face's. It's not strictly essential, but there's like no reason not to do it. So you need to go to Stairway. Where's Stairway? Stairway. And we finish taking out Stairway, and we need to talk to What's-His-Face. And he's gonna tell us to bring him a guy to like do stuff. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go recruit What's-His-Face. We're gonna recruit the big guy. Is he not gonna do this? Okay, he's not gonna do his quest line. Because I need to, I can't do his quest line because I need to cure his dragon rot first. Travel. Ashton Castle. Crow's room. We need to cure the dragon rot, and then we need to grab the red and white pinwheel, give it to him, send him to Ayanama, and then at the end of the game we'll get a token that'll reduce the cost of a bunch of dumb stuff. And so we can use that to get the Phantom Kunai really fast. Okay. So we'll cure Dragon Rot later, I guess, then. That's fine. That's fine. Instead, what we'll do is we'll go Sunken Valley, I guess. Because I think these two bosses are the last mini-bosses we need to clean out. I need to look at my checklist, though. At some point. Why is there a ghostly Nightjar ninja? Oh, okay, I'm sure there's a good reason for it. By which I mean, why is there a ghostly Nightjar ninja? And we need Fulminated Mercury too from the Sunken Valley while we're here. We're gonna kill What's-Her-Face. Or no, we need to kill that one boss, don't we? We need to kill the other gun lady. It's not gonna be too hard to do. It's really not gonna be too hard to do. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Boom. Well, come over here. Here. There we go. Kill number one. I need to lure her over here. To this side, if I can. Because they can shoot at you. Okay, I was like worried sure her AI was all goofed up. Oh my gosh. It's freaking wrecked here. Oh, fudge. Ow. God, the chip is just insane, huh? Well, you can't underestimate this boss at all. Imagine thinking poison makes any sense at all in this game. After witnessing this. Boom! I think you can combo poison with other stuff. I think poison is okay. The thing about poison is you can combo with other stuff. There's like ways to make poison kind of okay because you can combo with like Sakura dance and stuff. But I don't really care about any of that. All that matters to me is hitting those big numbers. Hard to tell. Snake Eyes, no dice. Well, Snake Eyes is... Dude, those bosses kill me more than, like, any others. Those bosses, like, destroy my freaking runs. Destroy... not my runs or whatever, but they destroy my... Those bosses kill me a lot. I'm not sure exactly what it even is. I think it's just the massive damage they deal. Because they hit really hard. Fudge. Oh my gosh. Gentlemen. You know what, let's kill this one first, I guess. Boom. Yeah, and you get, hello to Hello Freak, by the way. And you get, I got bonus HP on kill from Oreen. So that's really nice. Okay. Now finally, my coast to the end of the game can begin. My beautiful, beautiful coast all the way to the end of the game can begin. That I've been craving so much. The beautiful, beautiful coast to the end of the game that I have been craving so much. Boom. Die. Oh, hold up. Snap seeds. Okay, I don't need those. Oh, there's another... Oh, shoot. Ow. Fudge. There's another prayer bead somewhere around here, too. I need to look to see if I'm missing any bosses at all. Well, I think I'll get up into a monkey and then I'll triple check. I'm 90% sure that I have them all. See, there's like a prayer bead like right here or something. There's a prayer bead like around here, isn't there? Or something? I'm just wrong? I just not know what I'm talking about? Or no, I think maybe I need to kill what's his face first. Centipede Giraffe first. Boom. I hate that mix-up when he... Shoot. There's that. Boom! Senun. It's like the worst way to do it. Absolutely miserable. But there you go. Okay, got the gunfort key. So we're not missing out here. Yeah, I got the large fan too. That's actually really crucial for like the rest of this whole series of runs. I'm glad I got that. So he's pretty easy actually. You just have to parry him correctly. I wouldn't call him like insanely easy, but he's relatively easy. And then where am I going? This way. Is it this way? There's some divine confetti. That's alright. No, it's up more. Or no, isn't this loop back around? No, it's right there. This is the only place I've ever gotten a game crash, by the way. There's a prayer bead. Come on, let me get the loot, please. Thank you. Out of my way. Out of my way, weirdos. Oh, shoot. Whatever. No big deal. Uh-oh. Okay, boom. There we go. Where are we going? You know what? No, actually, there's not an easy way out of this. Let's see here. Oh, come on. Man, this area sucks. Just the worst, huh? Last commute idol. I need to stand up, by the way. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Once I hit this. Oh, we got prayer beads. Boom. I guess I'll look at bosses really quick before I say that I'm going to let me take a look at something really quick here. Okay, so bosses, Sekiro. Bosses. Let me take a quick look here. Make sure that I got them all. Because that's the last mini boss until that's the last mini boss for a while. So Gyobu, Lady Butterfly, Genichiro, Folding Screen Monkeys. Okay, it should be Guardian Ape next. Yeah, okay. The mini bosses, so Shigenori, okay. Now Mori Kawarada, Chained Ogre, Tenzen Yamauchi, Enshin of Misen, Juzo the Drunkard, Blazing Bull, Kuronosuke Matsumoto, Shikibu, Toshikatsu, Yamauchi, Lone Shadow, Longswordsman, Ashinya Elite. The Headless we'll take care of later because I hate them. Great Serpent. I don't think that really counts. Whatever. Long Arm Centipede Giraffe, Snake Eyes Shirohagi, Tokujiro the Glutton. Okay, took care of him, yeah. Miss Noble, Orina of the Water, Shishiman Warrior we'll take care of later. Okay, so Vile Hand, Masanaga the Spear Bearer, Armored Warrior is done though. Shirahuji's done. Yeah, so it's just the bosses that spawn in the next set of things. I gotta stand up really quick. Give me 1 second. Yes, excuse me. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I checked on something. I checked. So that's, yeah. Ordinarily I just pop up real quick, you know, but had to look. Some business. Some stuff. Okay, so this is pretty simple. Yeah, dumb snake, blah blah blah, I don't care. Okay, snake. Instantly maybe breathing technique that our way down. Oh, these are fighting fish, unfortunately. These are not carp. We do actually need the scales, unfortunately. As much as I'm not happy about it, we do in fact need the scales. But I'm not gonna kill snake, because I just don't need to, really. Is there really no carp here? There is a carp. Where'd he go? Whatever. We actually do need carp scales for lapis lazuli. Oh my gosh. It disappears, yeah. Frickin' crystal lizards. Whatever. Okay, and then it's just monkey. Or no, we need to grab... You know what, we actually can't... It's actually not just monkey. We have to get the stupid, It's actually very imperative that we get our hands on the fulminating mercury, the fulminated mercury here. It's actually, like, extremely imperative that we get our hands on the fulminated mercury. It is very, very, very crucial. And then we can also use spear too if we want to deal posture damage to the big monkey. Not essential, but helps. This is one of those bosses where Mortal Draw doesn't really do anything. Mortal Draw is really good against bosses that block. So any boss that's trying to block you, you want to hit him with a Mortal Draw. Honestly, I should try Mortal Draw against Lady Butterfly again. I feel like maybe I just need to time it correctly. If I know her move set better, I could Mortal Draw her at some point and get like a ton of value out of it. Because if you can chip a boss's health, that's actually really massive. And so because Mortal Draw goes through guard and you can use it an infinite number of times with or without spirit emblems. Uh-oh. Where am I? It's like a really broken item. Pacifying agents for later, not that they're like super useful right now. Scrap iron, there we go. Yeah, and I'm gonna have a mole. I think I'm gonna have a mole for dinner tonight. Maybe with like a bell pepper, something like that. Yeah. I think I need to mess with the exact ingredient mixture for my mole recipe. I need like a little less cumin and cardamom, and yeah. And then I'm Mortal Draw. Well, okay, so here's the thing about Mortal Draw. Okay, so any boss that doesn't block, it basically does nothing. Yes. Well, except for Demon of Hatred. Demon of Hatred's like the main exception. Any boss that doesn't block, it's like a zero sum. If you're spending spirit if you're spending spirit emblems, you get a little tiny bit of extra damage than just swinging your sword. But if you're not spending spirit emblems, if you've run out, you're basically getting 0 bonus damage relative to just swinging your sword. It only works. It's only good because it punches through enemy blocks. Yeah, like even also against Ishinasha, it's actually even better than just that. Ishinasha is the great example of how broken Immortal Draw can sometimes be, because you know the attack where he charges up, and you like know he's charging up to like swing really hard. Well, you can block that. You can parry that perfectly, or you can just hit him with Mortal Draw and it'll knock him right out of it. And so Mortal Draw is like really good for that fight, especially because you can use it to diffuse him in some cases. Ahaha, farting poop monkey. Look at that. See, you know how I say like, oh, that's stinky. You want to talk about stinky? We got Lamonco. forgot to get the spear. Oh well. Like, Mortal Draw isn't really going to save my bacon here. Like, there's other things I need to do to get this fight right than try to Mortal Draw him. Like, you totally can Mortal Draw this guy. It's not going to kill you. But also, this guy is this whole other... Honestly, another thing I don't think is very good against him, he's baiting the stupid grab, which I really hate. He's baiting the grab on me. The other grab, which is like really hard to dodge. See, I think he's gonna do the other grab there. Oh, yeah, he baits it so hard. Look at that. Because I'm so afraid of that grab, that other grab that he does. The one where he like gets up on his back. He gets up on his feet and he's like, he like lunges at you. That's like the worst grab in the game or something. It's not. It's probably not the worst grab in the game, but it's bad. Shoot. Whoops. Try that again. He can also do weird stuff too. This guy can also do lots and lots of really weird stuff too. So like, if you try to Mortal Draw him, he can sometimes like dodge it basically. I think Mortal Draw isn't bad against him. But I think it's also not like the optimal way to do with him. It's not essential, basically. And you can't really, burning him is also really tough too. Yeah. Oh shoot. See, that was what I was afraid of and I still goofed it up. I've been like getting hit left, right, and center trying to dodge that specific attack, and then when it finally happens, I don't dodge it. Oh shoot. I didn't even dodge that correctly. Come on. Oh, he's close enough. Yeah, see, sometimes you can dodge it. Oh shoot. I'm cooked. Okay, we can try it again. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, I can get the spear at least and make the second phase easier. It's like not essential. The thing is, that's the crazy thing about this boss is that like you can Mortal Draw the second phase and that's even smarter. Because the second phase is like way easier to hit like Mortal Draws on him. Let's go. We'll go talk to the whatever his name is. I was gonna call him the jeweler, but no, the sculptor. The jeweler. I think that's kind of apropos, actually. Except that I guess he doesn't work with jewels. Percent should be neck, fit new prosthetic. Okay. And then we need Mistraven still. Hold up. Let's look at the upgrade path. Am I missing one? I'm missing the ring. I'm missing Kingfisher. Oh, I need Fortress too. I'm missing Black Fortress, the Whistle, and then I'm also missing Mistraven. So I need to go find Mistraven really quick. Because once I do this, I'm going to have to kill... Yeah, I'll just find Mistraven really fast. It's not like essential. Well, it's essential enough. Just so I can fully upgrade everything. I don't have to worry about it. It's not like the end of the world if I miss Mistraven. Yeah, because I think that half of the tree is not very good. It's like lapis. It's like blue shuriken or something. It's like not that essential. I don't think blue shuriken is actually very good, honestly. I think blue shuriken is like maybe kind of okay, but it's like not really very good. But I mean, it's something I'm going to use against Lady Butterfly, I guess, unless I can figure out a way to get mortal draws on her. One of the things about mortal draw that's actually really crucial to understand is there's a lot of bosses, like the third phase of Corrupted Monk, where you can hit one mortal draw, but you can't hit the second mortal draw. And it takes a lot of self-control to hit the first one and then to back off on the second one. It takes a huge amount of self-control to do that. And it's not helped by the fact that it's kind of wonky, because if you hit it once, you like sheath up. Like, if you hit it twice, ordinarily you don't even see the sheath animation. But if you hit it once, but if you hit it one time, you like there's like a big drawn out like sheathing animation. And so like but the thing is, you can still block during that, but it like confuses you. And so you want to like, and so there's some bosses where you want to hit it just once, and it can be really hard to like keep that in check and like only hit them once, because usually you want so badly to hit two. Usually your feeling is like, oh, I want to hit two mortal draws at one time, but that's just not always viable or optimal or whatever. Gosh, where am I? Is this where the boss was? Where even am I? It's around here somewhere. Or no, I think I missed it already. It's right here. Where is it? I can't remember for the life of me. Or no, maybe it's back. Maybe it's back farther. I don't know why. I seem to think it's somewhere around here. Hold up. I think I can upgrade my skills really quick. Acquire skills. Yeah, I can. Eat your breath and eat your light. I don't even want this right now. We're gonna skip that for right now. Or we need flowing water. Okay. Yeah, we need flowing water. Like, the thing is that if you Ichimonji double a lot of bosses, you'll lose damage, and if you mortal draw neutrally, if you mortal draw without spirit emblems, you lose damage, or you don't lose damage. It's the same. It's like basically the same amount of damage you would have gotten by just hitting an enemy with your sword like 3 times or something like that. If you mortal draw with spirit emblems, though, it's like it's like 1 or 2 extra attacks worth of damage, assuming you get both mortal draw hits. And then obviously if it goes through guard, that's like an entire other thing. Like I've been saying, but yeah, something like that is like my general prognosis of the situation. Where is it? Is it not here? Where's the bundled Jizo statue? You know what's so funny about the bundled Jizo statue? That actually drives me so crazy, or I wouldn't say it drives me crazy, but it's really funny because I don't know if that's like a traditional component of Buddhism. If like the bundled, if like baby Buddhas are like a component of Buddhism, but it's like, it's really weird to me as like an American, because it's like, you know, like Jesus in the manger type stuff, where you like go and you see no, it's not here, huh? So it must be up the hill. The Jesus in the manger type stuff, where you see where every Christmas there's like a baby Jesus. And so it's like the Jizo statue is really, really strange to me as an American. Or as like a Westerner more broadly, because I'm like, is this like a traditional thing? That it just happens to be like the same kind of deal that we have here in the... Because I think Jizo is some version of the Buddha. I'm not sure exactly how it works. I'm not an expert on like variations of Buddha. But then that's one of those things. This is another like distinct cultural difference, because if you're playing, you know, like you go to like the Bodhisattva Valley and stuff, right, in this game, and there's like a bunch of like there's a bunch of whatever it's called. There's a bunch of Buddha statues, right? It's like, imagine like a Western fantasy game where you go to a place and there's a bunch of like Jesus statues. Like that would have like an entire, like a weirdly different cultural connotation or something. It'd be like really weird. Like people would not be happy about that. It'd be like weird. And so it's like so weird how like culturally different the cultural difference there is. And it's like if you were a Japanese game developer, you would never be able to get away with that, or that wouldn't be something that people would like. People are like, yeah, I don't like this. It's weird. Even if you thought it was like interesting. And so like Evangelion, well, Evangelion's less on the nose. I think if it were more on the nose, people would not think Evangelion was as funny. But people love Evangelion. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Because of like the Christian themes. But the theory goes that the guy... Oh, okay, yeah. See, well, but because like there's a luck god that's also... But he's like a baby. It's like weird. Are there like reincarnations of the Buddha or something? I was reading something about that where he has some connection to the Buddha. I'm not sure what it is though, but it's important to understand that a lot of these like that there may not in fact be a consistent narrative in some of these, because like for example, if you see like the Journey to the West films, if you look into the Journey to the West films, there's like a divine emperor that like is hanging out with the Monkey King. Or that the Monkey King works for him, right? And it's like, well, how does the Buddha factor into this? It's like, I don't think he does. I think there's no actual explanation for that, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't understand Eastern mysticism as well as I think I do, or whatever, right? Like that's really common. But there's like no explanation for. See, you know what? That's what should happen. Is there needs to be like a Brazilian game, like a Brazilian Dark Souls, like a Dark Souls set in Brazil, and then there's like a bunch of like Cristo Rentors and stuff. Like I would actually like that. And then like you have like because I was watching there's a big YouTuber thing going on with like this dumb like really crappy like Quake style shooter that's supposed to be set in Brazil. And it's like obviously just like meme trash. I don't even think it's made by Brazilian people. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't even made by Brazilian people. But that's what I was thinking is you could make like a real Brazilian Dark Souls, and then have like a Botsiva Valley. Would make it like a bunch of Jesus statues. Like that would be pretty funny. But I think we don't have what it takes culturally or something. Because I know the fat Buddha you see in Chinese restaurants all the time. I think he's also supposed to be. He's the god of luck or something, but he's also supposed to be the Buddha. But once again, there's actually like for example, what does Lord Enma, the Lord of the Dead in Japanese mythology, have to do with the Buddha? Oh, probably nothing actually. It's one of those weird things where there's no actual consistency, as far as I know, between some of these religious beliefs, and there's no reconciliation. There's no like explanatory reconciliation between some of these religious beliefs, or some of these like cultural legends and stuff, or whatever, however you want to put that. They're just like, as far as I know, I could be wrong. Like, I think Shinto and Buddhism are, like, separate. They're, like, kind of the same, but they're, like, also very separate. Oh. As, like, an example. But I'm not a scholar on that stuff. Even though I speak Japanese, I'm not a scholar on that. It's like its own entire thing. And I think there are some cultural practices that are codified. Like there are certain rules about like and like torii gates and stuff like that are religious symbols. But oh shoot. You can't run away from that one either, huh? Gotta block that, huh? It's the only way. But I don't know how codified it is, because we're not an expert on this stuff. I didn't go to college for any of that. Oh. See, that would have been kind of cool to study in college, but I wasn't raised religiously, so I kind of don't. It's more fascinating than anything that I would consider like that I would be like, oh, this is something I take seriously. Not exactly, but it is interesting for sure. Not to suggest I necessarily disagree with it or anything, but hold up. Let's see here. But oh yeah. Come on. Wake up. So I studied economics. And Japanese, I guess, so. Boom. With the spear. Oh, I did it wrong. You need to hit him twice. You need to hit the spear twice to pull the snake or to pull the centipede out. Oh boy. Boom! Oh, did you really? That's interesting, yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago, and I don't work in the field. It was one of those things where I remember in high school, they were like, "Oh, you're gonna it makes so much money or whatever," and it like doesn't. It's like kind of whatever. I think maybe because the U.S. financial sector is like so important that it seems like it's like a really that there's like a lot of jobs in like banking and stuff. Even though like, but I mean most of what we learned was monetary policy and all that, which is what I kind of remember about it. But it was good. I think economics was worth every penny more or less because it gives me a lot of perspective about why, like, gold standard, like, is maybe kind of sus, and why, like, Bitcoin is pretty sus, stuff like that. Yeah, well, that's usually how it works. I think they're not really that concerned, to be honest. I think in those industries, it's not as important. I mean, I could be wrong. But economics is very much like monetary policy. Although I guess there's been the like microeconomics. I didn't even care much for microeconomics because it's like business theory, I guess. But in a lot of cases, it's not. It's like the alpha, the input value of like X to Y with like ratios based on like input fall offs or whatever it's called. Where I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. The microeconomics principle or whatever. Okay, he's dead. There we go. Boom. Yeah, so I don't use economics really most of the time. But it's one of those things where it informs I have a great appreciation for monetary policy. I have both a lot more like I have a lot more sympathy for monetary policy. And then I also have the framework to actually criticize it effectively. So if I don't like monetary policy for some reason, I can at least I have a strong contender for why it's bad. Yeah, that's the issue. Is like it's not that useful. But every time like monetary policy comes up in the news, like inflation and stuff, it's like I kind of like balk. I'm sort of like, whatever, right? Because I think there's like a broader picture that the news media or whatever doesn't like know. I don't know. Because they're always talking about inflation, but let's like inflation is inflation only if prices increase, then it's not even inflation. it's a price increase, right? So I'm like confused that our news media describes price increases as inflation. Like yes, there is inflation going on. But if the net outcome is that prices increase, like that's actually just a price increase. That's not inflation. Inflation would be your wage increases at the same rate as the prices increase. which has its own knock-on effects, right? But like distinctly. Okay, what are we where are we going? So like that's like a great example, and like Bitcoin and stuff, where it's like Bitcoin is obviously like doesn't make any sense because it's separated from monetary policy. So I don't think it's like viable at all for it's not viable for a variety of reasons, but it's definitely not viable as like any kind of meaningful currency. Now where are we going? What are we doing again? Wait a minute. What is it? What are we doing again? I guess we can get the bonus thingamajig. Yeah, but E equals I. E equals I though, yes. But that's the idea is that so like if the price of some good goes up, then inflation should only constitute if like the price of your labor also goes up in like a proportional sense. If certain goods increase at a higher rate, that has to do with the circumstances of that individual good. That's not just like background inflation or whatever. That's not the Federal Reserve printing more money or whatever. That's like relative circumstances related to the price of individual like goods. Like there's the chicken route or whatever, where the bird flu killed a bunch of chickens and they had to cull a bunch of herds for the bird flu or whatever, right? It's like egg prices increasing has, in that particular case, has essentially nothing to do with inflation, as like an example, right? Where they're saying like, okay, like, although I think the meat industry is affected by high wages. My theory is, and I could be wrong about this, is that the meat industry largely is affected by high wages because if wages are high, the kind of people who work in meat plants could make as much money or more doing something else, and so wages have to increase even more to like increase labor demand, right? Because like dirty jobs have like a premium on their labor costs, I think. And so the meat so high wages may actually and so if inflation is high, then wages might be high. And then if wages are high, then meat worker wages would be extra high, presumably, right? But at the same time, there should be an equilibrium. There should be some kind of like equilibrium, unless there's like externalities specifically related to like chicken culls or like milk consumption's another one too. Where it's like I think they're not producing as many cows now because a lot of cow products are like overproduced. Because there's no central control. There's no in the United States. This is probably different in New Zealand, but here in the United States, as far as I know, some farm goods are under governmental control, where they basically say like you're supposed to produce like this much, and if you produce more, that's like bad. And I think dairy and beef are like not under those controls, and so you have a systemic overproduction of milk. Because Americans can actually only drink so much milk. Like, there's actually literally an upper limit to how much milk Americans can drink or want to drink or whatever, right? And so when they overproduce, and there's no... And most countries have protectionist... farming industries, because, like, they know all this stuff. And there's, like, strategic reasons to have... quote-unquote strategic reasons to have... What are we doing? Quote-unquote strategic reasons to have, I think I need to look for the beads really quick. Or no, or you will kill the second ape later. I don't want to kill second ape right now, that's fine. There's like strategic or political reasons to keep, for farm producers to, like, be basically told how much to produce more or less, and then they'll make like a good profit, and there's no like issues and stuff like that, right? And so that's like a big issue, is that like they were overproducing milk or something for a long time, and now so I think the cattle industry has become more defensive, and then there's like beef prices go down, and then there's like a big to-do about that, or beef prices go up or whatever. Yeah, it's like I don't know specifics about that one. That's actually a more complicated problem probably, because as far as I know, there's no cow flu, but my guess would be that higher wages drive up the cost of the labor of people who work in the meat industry. Like, it's like when I worked at a store, it's like the people at the meat desk probably were making more than me at any point. Like, I safely assumed that they were making more money than me at every point when I was working there. Stuff like that. Like, all the way down the ladder. Maybe they don't make that much money in the grand scheme of things. Well, probably not in the grand scheme of things, right? But it's hard to say. Okay, Guardian Ape. We just go to the castle, yeah. Because the theory goes, it's been a long time, of course, since I've worked with this, right? But my understanding is the theory goes is that yeah, probably that's probably the biggest. That's my suspicion for what's driving the increase in meat prices. I don't know, but like generally, and as a general rule, this is one of the things where, you know how people complain about how fast food prices are increasing, right? Well, the biggest cost in just about any business, it doesn't matter who they are, what they're doing, the biggest cost is always labor. So if the price of something goes up, there's a good chance that the reason the price went up is because labor, the labor value of the people who do that job has been increasing, right? So the fact that fast food prices are increasing, that actually is not an indicator of a lagging economy. That's actually an indication of a strong economy, because it means that people who work in fast food probably make more than they've ever made before, basically. Maybe not ever, if you look at the historical or whatever, right? But probably there's a good chance that those people are making comparatively high wages compared to like a lot of other sectors that are. So like there's a possibility that working at the McDonald's, like there's a McDonald's near my apartment, right? Working at the McDonald's might pay more than working at the at like the grocery store or the Ross's, right? So there's like a crappy clothing store. There's like a discount clothing store, and there's a grocery store, and there's a McDonald's, and there's a good chance that the people who work at the McDonald's make more than the people who work at the discount clothing store or the people who work at the grocery store, or at least comparable. When there was a time when that probably wasn't true. There's a time when the McDonald's employee probably made significantly less. But it's actually kind of hard work, I think, right? So, it's like weird. But a lot of these businesses, like a lot of the grocery stores near me, a significant component of their business model is that they don't pay particularly good, right? So that's one of the ways they stay competitive, is that the wages are low. They have high turnover rates. They try to employ students and stuff like that. Which, like, I'm not necessarily saying is wrong or whatever, but that's just a part of their business strategy. And but so the idea that McDonald's is more lucrative to work now than it has been in the past is probably true, if I am not mistaken. So that's like a great example where people are saying, oh, this is a sign of their economy is doing badly. Also, there's another thing, and that is that fast food consumption is down. So that's another issue, is that like there's a lot of people who are not eating as much fast food as they used to. Because it's like, you know, because of there's image elements to it, there's the cost component of it, there's, you know, all kinds of reasons why someone might not eat fast food. And so the fast food industry also has to deal with the fact that there's a larger cultural shift, kind of moving away from fast food is like a cultural practice for some people, right? And so when you add all these things together, none of that indicates a weak economy, right? Not a single component of that indicates a weak economy or bad policy, right? Literally none of it. In fact, actually, quite the contrary, right? Because if wages are high for even the lowest quality jobs, if wages are high for even the lowest quality jobs, I find it hard to assess that as being a bad economic indicator. And the larger premise that high inflation is bad for consumers, I also disagree with. I think, in fact, actually, it's the reverse. And it's the reverse for a couple reasons. The biggest and most important reason well, it depends on who you are, right? But the biggest and most important reason for that is because if you have literally $0, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that but that's not a bad thing. That's what I'm saying. Is that's actually not a bad thing. That's maybe if you eat a lot of fast food, that might be like a problem. But if you don't eat a lot of fast food, that's totally fine. You know, it's like how many times you need to eat McDonald's a freaking week. You know, but yeah, I don't know. What was I saying? Is it really just Owl right now? Because I think New Zealand probably has a higher minimum wage, I take it. Or something like that. Yeah, so like inflation isn't necessarily bad because the first group of people that inflation isn't technically bad for is the less money you have in your bank, the less money you have in your bank account, the better inflation is for you, theoretically. Now there's a caveat to that in that technically if you're in debt, I think that if you're in debt, inflation doesn't really do anything because your debt is probably inflation adjusted. There's probably a clause in your debt that is inflation adjusted. But assuming you have no debt and assuming you have no savings, then inflation is good because it means every year you're guaranteed to make more. Right? So whatever your job is, it doesn't matter what your job is, it doesn't matter if it's entry level or whatever. Assuming you have literally no money, inflation is good for you because you're guaranteed to make more year over year. The problem is most people don't even really benefit from interest rates anyway, which is like one of the main components of inflation is low interest rates. So I don't know, but technically you lose savings, I guess. But I would like to see what the actual theoretical impact on that is, because I find myself struggling to believe that. I really do find myself very struggling to believe that average people are that hurt by like modest inflation. But it's tough to say what the like year over year, even like relatively. And then on top of that, you also have to borrow less. So you may actually end up saving more because technically you borrow less, I guess, because the interest rates are lower. So yeah, so it's like weird. So I personally doubt that inflation is like that catastrophic for like almost any average person. Maybe for some average people, I guess. Oh. Well, no, that's what I'm saying is that inflation isn't. The costs are higher. Inflation is a different metric, I think. There's a separate metric from inflation itself, if I'm not mistaken. Because what you're describing is, I think the cost of living relative to wages, right? So there's like a graph or something. But I don't think inflation. I think inflation is just I think inflation is just there's some way they figure out inflation, and it doesn't necessarily correspond to like systematic supply and demand discrepancies. And like when you're talking about wage, you're talking about labor supply and demand or whatever. You're talking about like components of the labor. I mean, I don't know, but that's my understanding is that CPI. Let's see here. Because there's like a thing. CPI increase. Yeah, but like that doesn't necessarily just because whether or not consumers pay more doesn't mean that the cost of labor goes up, right? So when you're talking about CPI, right, that's not inflation because, or that inflation may be happening, but it's important to understand that in theory, under inflation, the price of labor should be going up proportional to costs. It should be a proportional increase. There's a proportional increase from labor to cost, right? Like you can take the number 10 and you can add a 0 to it, right? And as long as both sides of the equation have you can add as many zeros to both sides of the equation as you want. It doesn't matter. Breakdown code. It's like the idea, I guess. But maybe there's something I'm missing here. Maybe I don't understand. Does he burn? No, he doesn't. He does not burn. This guy ain't gonna burn. No matter what I do. Oh. This guy ain't gonna burn. Oh. Oh. He's good. So you gotta do that. There you go. See, because in theory, inflation is driven by monetary policy, which is which corresponds to increase in the money supply. I think either via like basically interest-free loans or what it's called via however the heck they do it. Actually, because in times of crisis they do interest-free loans. Oh, I guess fiscal policy. But in times of crisis they do interest rate floors. So they have lender of last resort interest rate floors, in theory, which means which accounts for which is like, and so I think maybe that's a component of it, is the U.S. government is tied into fiscal policy. Or I mean, the U.S. government is tied into the bank industry. Oh, hold up, he's gonna explode. Because the theory goes is that labor should increase at the same relative rate that costs increase. Like not to run the risk of creating a no true Scotsman. See, that's a great question. Because in theory, the true cause of inflation is low interest rates, I think. But that's like, oh fudge. But that should stimulate wage growth. Because companies should have more money to spend on wages, in theory. Come on. I had to poison attack. Oh man. I'm dying to owl, that's so sad. Nothing sadder than dying to owl. Ow, I'm dead. See, that's interesting with the inflationary mechanism, because it should be interest rates. As far as I know, it's interest rates. It's not price increases are not. Or oh shoot. Oh, but here's the thing is ultimately, right? Assuming I'm correct, which I might not be entirely. Interest rates, right? Like you can't, like interest rates cannot be high for like any reason, basically. Like there's a very narrow spectrum of scenarios where interest rates can be high. Because otherwise, the finance industry doesn't work, I guess. And it's like people can't get loans for cars or whatever, right? Which, like, honestly, maybe they shouldn't, you know, they shouldn't, right? Like, I don't know why anyone would ever want to borrow money, honestly. But that's an entire different topic, right? To me, borrowing money seems really awful. So I wouldn't want to do it if I could avoid doing it, but... the idea being is that the interest rate corresponds directly to decreases in total economic output, right? So whenever there's an economic downturn, the Federal Reserve lowers interest rates to ensure that economic activity continues, which is, like, obviously in itself pretty controversial. But the concept is that also, another component is that whether or not inflation... The thing is that the price of goods doesn't increase at a uniform rate. So if you're in inflation, right, the price of chicken and eggs and milk might be... Or the price of chicken and eggs and beef might be going up. But what's not going up is what's not really going up is the price of, like, potatoes and stuff like that, right? So ultimately, if we're talking about inflation that has an unequal distribution across... Shoot, why am I getting hit by that? If we're talking about inflation that is an unequal distribution across, like, a spectrum, some goods will end up being cheaper than others, right? So if you're buying a premium good and the value of that premium good increases at an increasing rate, then you shouldn't be buying that premium good, hypothetically, right? So it's like, oh, so like fast food increases in price, right? That's like premium good. There's actually no... You're not required to buy that. So that's how it was when I was working my job. I was making money hand over fist because I didn't spend money on things I didn't need. Was like the idea, right? So, like, people complain about inflation, but in my personal experience, inflation was never an issue. Inflation was never a problem because I'm a big, huge cheapskate. Inflation is only an issue if you're not a cheapskate. If you spend money wantonly on things like motorcycles and, you know, McDonald's, then yes, inflation is a problem. But my wage was up. My wage increased. I got a raise, and not only did I get a raise, the price of goods didn't really increase in proportion to the raise I was getting. I was overnight making like $1 more. When people were complaining about the so-called inflation crisis, so you know, there's a component to it where as a someone with a degree in economics, I have my misgivings about people's like preconceived notions about inflation. But on a more personal level, I have even deeper misgivings because my experience was, hey, yeah, and the state was giving me money too. The state of Utah was handing me a big old check every month because I was one of the lowest wage earners. So I was making $13.50, which even just a year earlier would have been like $1 or $2 less. And on top of that, I was getting free money from the state because my wage was quote-unquote super low. Even though I was saving money left, right, and center. Cooking all of my own food. Not eating out. I didn't have a car. No expenses. Basically no debt to furnish. So yeah, I was ripping the system off, basically. I was making money like you wouldn't believe. And so so yeah, it's like in my misgivings about inflation are like rooted to a degree in real life experience that saw inflation as being not really an issue. I was absolutely like accumulating so much wealth without like really that much effort in the grand scheme of things. It wasn't like I was doing fancy educated work or anything like that. Oh. Shoot. Oh, come on. So that's why a lot of when people talk about inflation, I'm like kind of like, I don't really like. There's like two layers to like my suspicion about the entire thing about inflation. The thing is that only the richest people want interest rates to be high. In theory, right? And the reason why that's theoretical is because if you have lots of money already, you want to be able to charge as much as possible for it, right? That's like the basic free market principle there. So, like, I'm confused as to why ordinary people believe that if they have lots and lots of... If interest rates were higher, they would magically have more money. I find that hard to believe. I find that very hard to believe. My suspicion is, based on no real evidence, that I guess heuristic evidence of sorts, right? My understanding, based on limited information that I have, is that the Federal Reserve has interest rates as low as or as high as they possibly can. However high they want interest rates to be, they want interest rates as high as possible. Because they're all a bunch of, rich people. They're all a bunch of guys with yachts, right? So all the banking and business elite want high interest rates because that's where they make all their money. They don't want to do any work. That doesn't make any sense for them, right? Not saying that's necessarily bad either, right? But they want their money for nothing, and so as such, right, they want interest rates to be as high as possible, because that means year over year they make more money than ever. And so whatever the interest rates are, based on my knowledge of who the Fed chair is and the political system in this country, the interest rates are as low as they can possibly be. If they were as high or low as they can possibly be, they want interest rates to be very high. The powers that be want interest rates high, not low, basically. And so I find myself not really believing that interest rate / inflation are actually a problem at all. I think that's like a problem that's like people who don't know better are taught that, because, no offense to people who may or may not think that, but my understanding is that there's a certain that rich people really want interest rates to be really high, but like for reasons related to reality, they can't be. But like people are expected to be like mad about interest rates being high, low. It's like my uncle. It's like he sits there and he complains about how back in the 50s or whatever, you could get like 2% on. Interest rates were so high, you could get like so much money from having savings. And it's like, what are you talking? Like, there's only so many people who get to perform, who get to like. There's a baby boom, right? There's like this huge there's a huge number of children are being produced at that time. Anytime there's debt, somebody has to pay that debt, right? There's no free lunch, right? Someone in the system has to be paying that debt, right? And so the idea that overnight, everyone who drives a truck can magically become a guy who lives off of usury, I find that, like, sorry, not to use the political term there, to like live off interest, I find that hard to believe. I think that doesn't make any sense at all. That like doesn't pass any kind of smell test, right? Like, I think that like the ultra wealthy need people to drive trucks. They can't have everyone living off of interest, right? So like this idea that interest rates need to be like higher and that will somehow make people rich, I don't think is true even like a little tiny bit. You'll have to forgive me for finding that very difficult to believe. But that seems what the media is trying to say. It's like, oh, if only interest rates were higher, then we'd all be richer. If only interest rates were just like higher, we'd all be richer somehow. It's like, yeah, probably somebody would be richer. But I don't actually think it would be me. Oh, shoot. Somebody would be richer for sure, I'm sure. It's like if interest rates were higher, you probably have no money. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is that we're talking about, like, there's a confusion of terms here, because as far as I understand, that's a speculative bubble. Whereas, like, inflation refers to, like, monetary policy. Like, inflationary monetary policy has nothing to do with the speculative bubble. Although, to be fair, within housing, right, there's also fiscal policy, because there's, like, Congress passes like, acts to, like, reward people for buying homes, right? So they, like, give people, like, rebates and, like, checks and stuff for buying houses, right? So there's, like, a confusion there, because I don't think that housing prices have that much to do with monetary policy. Like, I frankly, I could be wrong, right? I don't think housing prices have anything to do with monetary policy. Nor do I think housing prices have that much to do with fiscal policy. They might have to do with fiscal policy, right? But I think that's like the free market outcome of the housing industry is that houses are expensive. I think. Like there's no monetary policy decision that the Fed chair could make today that would suddenly decrease housing prices. I don't think anyway. I could be wrong. That's what I'm saying is like I don't think monetary policy has anything necessarily to do with this, more or less. But yes, like obviously if wages are high, then you can get more money out of people who make those wages, right? So if people got poorer, housing prices would have to decrease because people wouldn't be able to afford housing. But it's also true, right? I also, you know, obviously if wages are high, then housing prices are obviously going to increase as well because there's more wealth to extract from people, average people, right? So, like, technically, yes. But I think that, like, assuming ceteris paribus, if expansionary monetary policy should just increase the price of everything, you should just add as zero to the price of everything, right? Based on expansionary, my theoretical understanding of expansionary monetary policy. Oh shoot! So like people are complaining about housing prices increase, but like that's there's like not really that much oversight in the housing industry as far as I understand. At least here in the United States. I don't know about other places, but here in the United States there are very few places with rent controls, almost none. There are very, very, very few places with rent controls. There are very, very, very few places with like housing, like city-run housing commissions. Well, I guess there's some, because even here there's some actually. There's like a bunch of like crappy old buildings that are run by nonprofits or something. As like an example, that's like a thing that's like here that we have here. Dude, there's nothing more pathetic than dying to owl. Nothing at all that's more pathetic than dying to owl. Maybe I need to save my juice for the end here. Yeah, big surprise that high wages mean high rents. Like, that's not... I don't think that's that weird. I think that makes sense. Like, what a surprise. Shoot. I mean, that's actually probably, although I will say that high interest rates probably do affect it, because in theory, right? Oh, shoot. In theory, if there's less interest rate, if interest rates are lower, then people have to invest in assets, right? And housing is an asset, right? So it makes sense, actually, if you think about it. So actually, yes, probably low interest rates probably do are the main cause of the housing bubble, because interest rates are low and so other assets are stronger. But, like, you know, it's one of those things where I think that, like, you know, I don't want to get into real estate. To me, that sounds very boring. Personally, I mean, you know, that seems really, really, really boring, getting into real estate. But I think arguably it's not a monetary policy issue. Low interest rates are not that, like, that's like saying that you know, I don't know, if somebody sets a fire, you know, you can't blame the dry grass or whatever, right? Like, at some point someone has to take some responsibility for the fact that, like, there's a perverse incentive to, like, create an asset bubble, housing asset bubble, because people need housing, right? But that has nothing to do with monetary policy. Not really. In, like, a superficial sense, it does, right? But the reason why interest rates are, the reason why assets are supposed to be good is because that means people have, you know, invest in, you know, Taiwan Semiconductors and, you know, Nvidia and, you know, these stocks that are supposed to be, like, a big deal. That's, like, the hypothetical, like, the ideological framework for how low interest rates make sense in, like, a neoliberal sense, right? Or a so-called liberal sense, right? I guess you could say. Or in, like, an argument for, like, why. But the thing is that if interest rates are too high, then the economy contracts anyway. But that's what I'm saying, is that's my argument for why interest rates should probably even potentially be lower. Is because, like, rich people should have to own assets. Rich people should, like, be required to own assets. The question is which assets are legal, right? And what kind of, like, asset controls need to be in place for, like, certain assets. And so you can only charge so much for certain goods, right? Like, you can only charge somebody so much for a potato. Like, within the grant, depending on what the ceteris paribus looks like, right? But some goods you can, because of the nature of how they work... Oh, shoot. Potentially you could charge, like, well, I guess via competition? I don't know. Guy's gonna wreck me again. See, that's the funny thing, right? Is it's like you look at Turkey. Well, for example, this is another issue with inflationary crises, as far as I can tell, right? Is a lot of countries that have inflationary crises, these are countries with other underlying problems that complicate the issue, right? So you're like Brazil or something, right? There's an inflationary crisis in the 70s or something, right? It's like Brazil is not an economy that has a bunch of, like, high sector things, and in fact, a lot of aspects of their sector, things like coffee production, right? Like, that's highly competitive. There's, like, lots and lots of countries that can produce coffee beans for rock bottom prices. And so, there's no guarantee that that's, like, a stable market either, or like Zimbabwe or something, where it's like there's like an African country that's primary outputs are mineralogical and agricultural, right? So that's like another issue with like the narrative surrounding inflationary crises. Is a lot of these countries have other underlying economic problems that make their economy vulnerable to like price shocks and other kinds of weird things like that. So it's another layer of like another reason I don't really believe into the narrative of the large narrative about interest rates. Another thing is like Turkey, for example, right? Turkey is a country where people complain all the time about how the Turkish interest rates, about how like Turkish people can't save money, blah blah blah, all this stuff. First off, I mean, no offense to the average Turkish person, but I highly doubt that they're an expert in economics, right? The average Turkish person you meet on the street, highly doubt that person is an expert in economics. And more importantly, I think Turkey has avoided a major economic collapse, major financial collapse for a really long time. So Turkey is not a really particularly strong economy. There aren't lots and lots of really advanced tech sector companies in Turkey. There's no extreme manufacturing in Turkey. It's in one of these places where they grow like dates and stuff. And it's like tourism is one of their key exports. It's like one of their key exports is like tourism. And like mineralogical stuff and like agricultural stuff and stuff, right? So if Turkey's having an inflationary crisis, there's a good chance that the crisis also has to do with the fact that Turkish projects probably aren't worth very much in the grand scheme of things. But I need to know more about the economy of Turkey. But like I can't even name a Turkish company. I literally cannot even name a Turkish company. So that's like a bad sign. That's like a really bad sign for Turkey's economy, because like what product do they have that somebody else can't also have? That's like a really negative sign. So this is what I'm talking about, where it's like all these countries I'm talking about are countries with like no manufacturing sectors, no advanced manufacturing sectors, no major like economic sectors or whatever, and then they also have or no major tech sectors, I should say. No advanced tech sectors. They're not like weapons manufacturers, right? They don't have like big huge arms industries like Russia does. They don't have like oil and gas sectors, I don't think. Maybe Turkey does? Well, that's what I'm saying, is that Turkey doesn't really export anything. They export something, right? They export some product, but I couldn't tell you what it was other than certain like cultural things and like tourism. Oh shoot. Oh boy. Try this again. So that's the other issue, is like I would wonder whether or not people don't really know what's wrong with the Turkish economy. If people's what's their import-export balance sheet look like? What kind of stuff do they import? What kind of stuff do they export? How much do they spend on imports? What kind of stuff are they importing? Why are they importing this kind of stuff? Why is there no domestic production of that good? What kind of stuff are they exporting? What other countries export that good? Are there really poor countries exporting that good? And so prices are really low, or is there a bunch of rich countries that they're competing with, right? So any narrative surrounding interest rates, I am very suspicious of, because there's no explanation of the externalities surrounding these countries. And like I said, there's only one... Theoretically, the only people who like high interest rates are rich people. For everybody else, it just means borrowing is more difficult. Which, like, once again, probably a good thing until the company you work for can't like get a loan to continue operating and you lose your job, right? And you don't get any severance because the company goes fully under. Which, like, I'm sure can happen theoretically. or like nobody wants assets because money is more valuable. So even so, if your boss is like, oh well, you know, we tried to find a buyer, but no one wants our business because money is more valuable than assets right now. Right, and so that's the theory about how why high interest rates, I think, can't work. But I mean, the interest rates were really high in Russia after they started after the war. So the war started, and then interest rates went up. But I think government spending also went up like an insane amount too. So in theory, they raised interest rates in Russia right after the start of the war, and that may have helped avert an economic collapse. But also, there's like other things going on too. And like the sector, the Russian economy is becoming less export driven or something, because for like policy reasons that have nothing to do with economic, with like free market realities or whatever. This is supposed to be like the easiest boss in the game, and I'm like biffing it really hard. This kind of reminds me of my dad. That's why I like this boss a lot. Reminds me of my dad. He kind of, in Japanese, he kind of sounds like I think my dad sort of does. So. Come on, man. Come on. Toads. Oh, stream's almost over. I'm getting tired is probably what's really going on here. I'm getting freaking exhausted. Yeah, I'm gonna have a... What am I having for dinner tonight? Oh, I'm gonna have a mole for dinner tonight. I'm gonna have a tofu mole. It's gonna be so good. Okay, there we go. There's one. See if I can get two. This phase is always so hard because of the stupid poison pools. Yeah, it like messes with your frickin'... You take poise, Chip, while you're in the poison pool. Like, jacks with your posture. It's like really hard to do the thing. There we go. Light him up good. Cool. He's gonna posture. Okay, yeah. It's fine. I'm gonna health break him probably. Shoot. He got me! He got me! Shoot! Oh well. That stinks. Whatever, I need an stream anyway. It's fine. Thanks for watching. Okay, have a good night. Thanks for watching. I need to go make dinner. One second. Yep, have a good night. See ya. I know, I really almost got him. Oh well. That's how things are. Well, I don't know if there's gonna be a stream tomorrow. There might be a stream tomorrow, there might not. I haven't decided yet. But there's, probably Thursday. I'm either gonna take Thursday or Friday. Either tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday off. Or something like that. So, have a good night.